YouTube? It is your man, Mr. Dominic Cruz, featuring on ABC, NBC, CBS, Yahoo, and Fox, coming at you with another video. Yes, another one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Every time I make a video, you'll be the first one to know. And hope you guys are starting for your purpose and mission in life. So, the 5 behaviors that makes you beta, all right? There's a lot of guys out there that act this way. And at first, you look at it, I didn't think it was a big deal. But when you see it in action and it's like everywhere, it's a big damn problem. Because at the end of the day, it carries over into your relationship, and it's going to, in the longer you're in a relationship, it's going to look more that you're not leading the relationship. Let's just put it that way, right? And these beta behaviors are just, it's a big problem in a lot of, in our society with a lot of these guys, because there's guys that feel like leading is wrong. They feel like taking initiative is wrong. They feel like doing all these things that make you actually stand out as a leader are wrong, but they're not. It actually makes you a better quality of a man, all right? So understand that what I'm about to tell you, you might get offended, but that's actually that's your beta. Okay. So here's the thing. Number 1, you don't feel like life is better every day. You don't feel like life is going to get better. You don't have that. That mentality that says, you know what, my life is getting better. You're not being grateful. You're not being present. Here's the thing. There's a goal. There's something that I live by every day, and thanks to because I learned it from rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. I learned it from him, and I learned it from a lot of other millionaires. I don't know other millionaires, but I learned it from other friends and stuff like that. But when you make it a goal to be a better person today than yesterday, your life is going to get better. It does get better when you focus on being better today. When you can focus on being better, being a better person today than you were yesterday, I guarantee you that life does get better. Your life will get better. But you got to have that positive attitude, that attitude that says, "Damn, my life is getting better. Everything around me is cool." You're just at a different stage in your life. But with the people that feel like their life is not getting any better because they don't have a girlfriend, or they're isolating themselves, they're just not taking action. All right, so if you want life to get better, start doing things start focusing on being a better person today, because no one's going to come up to you and award you to being a better person. All right, let me just say, when you can focus on your own goal to being a better person today, it's going to get better. All right, number 2 is that you're physically weak. Okay, let me say this, and mentally weak. Every day, and let me just say, every day you should be working on your physique. You should be working on your fitness, working out. Like, if you're the guy that wants like this banging ass model, this one woman, she's just like so beautiful, and you think she's got a great personality, right? And not only that, but you feel like you deserve her, right? And you obviously, I know a lot of women do look at the men up and down. Just that's their way of scanning, right? But if you're not focusing on your fitness, if you're not getting stronger physically every day, then you're doing it wrong. Not only that, you won't get the kind of girl that you want. You won't get the kind of respect that you want, because honestly, you're physically weak. You look physically weak. And I can honestly say that if someone wants to tell you to, carry this for them or help them out with like a 50-pound thing, you struggle. And then the only reason why you struggle is because you're physically weak. And adding on to that, mentally weak, I swear, if you can spend at least 5 minutes of meditating every single day, you'll have a better sense of awareness. Not only that, you'll have a better sense of yourself. when you can get mentally stronger, you won't react to things around you. You see it I see it every day. You can even see it on Twitter, right? People who are mentally weak or just pretty much just have their emotions so sky high that they react with their emotions. Not only do they react with their emotions, but they say the dumbest things. When your emotions are high, your logic is low, you're mentally weak. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that out there. So that's that was the second one, all right? Number 3 is that you don't stand your ground and you make excuses. Excuse me. Ever been in those relationships, right, where you're so scared to tell your significant other how you actually feel about something because they did something wrong? Or not only that, when something is clearly when someone, excuse me, is clearly disrespecting you, you just let it happen. And you don't have to physically fight, but you just let it happen. You just be like, and you make excuses not to others, you make excuses to yourself. You don't stand your ground, you actually just let it happen. Where instead you stand your ground and say, yo, I don't appreciate that. Chill out. You like it could just be simple as that. Or you could just walk away. But a lot of people don't. There's a lot of guys that don't stand their ground because they're so afraid of what other people will think about them, and that's another thing to mentally weakness. You think about what other people think about you. If you don't stand your ground, you don't get the respect. And when you make excuses to yourself, just imagine how many other things that you make excuses to. So understand that if you don't stand your ground and you just let it happen and you don't walk away, then you deserve it. I unfortunately gotta say, if you're offended by me saying that, you can click that YouTube home button and go straight to another video, or because I speak honesty, I tell the truth, I don't hold nothing back. Okay, and I think that if you really because I think a strong appreciation of someone is always being upfront with you and being honest with you, no matter how they deliver it, they just being upfront with you, and that's the most. And honestly, I respect people like that. And I know that people will respect me for always keeping it real with them. So stand your ground. Number 4, you don't look people in the eye, right? You ever see those people in the conversations? Well, you know, when you ever had those conversations with people and they have wandering eyes. They don't really look at you when they're talking to you, or when you're talking to them, they just like, that's another sign of beta behavior. You don't stand. You don't look people in the eye. And honestly, looking people in the eye is actually, you can know so much by just by doing that. But when you do this, just wandering eyes and stuff like that, you're very uncertain with yourself. You're very anxious. Not only that, you're easily distracted. You don't have the respect for the other person because all you care about is yourself. And you can't really hold a conversation because you don't look people in the eye. Like, honestly, I do this with everybody where I look people in the eye. I talk with them, I ask them a question, and I straight up look at and I will look at them in the eye, and then just it doesn't. And when I see them wandering eyes, it's just like, dude, are you here, or you just? It's very interesting how much you can know about someone when they just have wandering eyes versus someone who actually looks at you directly in the eye and actually speaks to you. You'll know a tremendous amount about that person. Okay. Number 5 is, I said it kind of earlier, but I'm gonna say it. Number 5 is, you don't take initiative. Instead, you're a follower. So obviously in this world there needs to be leaders, but to be a leader, obviously you have to have initiative. You must take initiative. Excuse me. You must take initiative towards the things that you desire, towards the things you want to accomplish, towards what you want out of life. And if there's no goal setting, if there's nothing, all you do is just go to your 9 to 5 and you just don't do anything, and you just come back home and you really have no desire for life and stuff like that, that's another sign of beta behavior, because you're not taking initiative of your goals. And honestly, when it comes to dating, women want a leader. So if you just kick it, you don't care, you don't have any other goals, it kind of makes you a follower. You don't have that, and you'll be perceived as one. So understand that when you take initiative of the things that you desire for your life, that you want out of your life, you become more and more and more of a leader. But if you're not doing those things to help yourself, and not only help yourself but help others, then you're pretty much doing that beta behavior that I was just talking about. So that's pretty much the whole thing. So 5. So let me just say, you don't feel like your life is getting any better. You're physically weak and mentally weak. You don't stand your ground, and you make excuses for yourself. So you let people to bash on you and stuff like that. You don't look people in the eye, and you don't take initiative, which makes you a follower. And let me just say this real quick. Let me just say this. Let me just give you a bonus one. When because I think the this behavior of not being on, because not being honest with someone, just that's another beta behavior, right? And if you can't handle someone being honest with you and you get into your emotions, you're acting like a little beta male. So I'm just gonna put it out there, little buddy. And honestly, when you can actually be honest with yourself and be honest with someone else, and just as much as someone that can be honest with you, and you don't get offended by it, but you actually take in the criticism, the critique. Honestly, you just grew to another level when you actually take it in as constructive criticism. But if you get offended, you just ghost them, and you just get all upset, you get emotional, then you act like a little bitch, then you just made my point. So that's pretty much the whole thing. So if you're someone that's trying to get over their ex, you can get my book called 10 Simple Tips to Get Over Your Ex out on Amazon right now. You can click on the description box. And of course, if my videos are great and you like to contribute to my work, you can also donate using PayPal or Venmo. And of course, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I also have that in the description box as well. But if you find this information valuable, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a share. And of course, it is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz coming at you with another video. Yes, another one. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take it easy.